NPC.
Life's rough.
When you depend on me.
To give you
weapons,
items,
armor,
armor, information for your journey, and still you just pushing and trying to hurt me. Life's tough.
When you're an NPC.
Life's rough.
When you depend.
So, I think it is time to talk about GURPS again. GURPS is one of the greatest games ever made. It revolutionized RPGs and brought on the concepts of a modular RPG game, in which you could play just about anything that you wanted. You could be pirates, you could go into space, you could be space pirates, heists, fantasy, pretty much whatever you wanted the game facilitated. I said it before in videos, but I'll say it again, that if we wind the clock back a couple of years, you can't find as many RPGs as you can now, so GURPS was kind of the game that you reached out for whenever you wanted to play something that wasn't D&D, World of Darkness, the Star Wars games, and so forth. Since GURPS came out and the explosion of independent RPGs, there has been numerous, and I do mean numerous, amounts of clones and reattempts to capture the lightning in a bottle effect that GURPS created. And here we have today's topic, which is D6xD6. D6xD6 is a modular game created by Lester Smith and is available for free online at D6xD6.com. The game itself has won several awards for its simplistic yet easily modifiable gameplay that anyone can pick up and play. This also includes the Origins Award for the Origins Game Fair in Columbus, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. Which I can certainly respect. For people who've watched this video, this kind of game tings a lot of the boxes for me whenever it comes to what is a good game and what is a bad game. It's simple, easy to understand, it gets you role-playing relatively quickly. It helps also, since it's modular, that really you could see just about any sort of game you want to play. Artwork of the book also really helps with that, even though the cover is a little, let's go with like cyber diesel punk looking, I don't know. But the point is that this game does have a lot going for it. But I'm not ready to call it a day just yet and give it the crit rating. So let's keep digging a little bit deeper here. The system itself is incredibly simple and can be condensed to a character sheet roughly the size of an index card. The gameplay itself is really simple. You see, you just take 2d6 and you roll them and you multiply the two together, giving you a score between 1 and 36. You get various modifiers to help boost things as well, and on top of that, you could also add in more challenges that can decrease certain things to make the multipliers a little bit smaller. Quite frankly, it is one of the most simplistic systems I think that I have ever seen. The game is solid. You will get no arguments from me there. The system is simple, it works, the artwork is also intriguing, engaging. It might definitely well be worth a pickup to play. But you see, now it's at this point that people are looking at the video and realizing there's about 2-3 minutes left. We ain't done yet here. Not even close. There's still some things that we need to discuss. Okay, the game is fine. It's simple. It works. It's too simple. And in truth, it isn't exactly paving a new path in the RPG world, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, I'll give you. But it doesn't mean it is necessarily memorable or worth heavy amounts of praise as well. And the sad thing is that no matter how we look at it, no matter how you can compare and contrast the two, to say this one's better, this one's better, the fact of the matter is that D6xD6 is a D6 game that is modular, and there happens to be a much bigger, more widely known game that has D6s as well as being modular, and that is GURPS. And due to the fact that they have such similarities, it's impossible not to compare and contrast the two. And whenever you do that, sadly, D6xD6 falls short. While I am typically one to side with the rules-light game, more than the rules-heavy game, as GURPS is far more rules-heavy than D6xD6. And I also tend to be more favorable towards the little guy, the indies, because they're the ones who really need to kind of step up their game and get their product out there. GURPS is simply a stronger system. It has more power behind it. It's more engrossing. It covers a much more wider variety of things and facilitates them with more ease than D6xD6 does. D6xD6 is a good system. yet it is a little too simplistic, to the point that out of all the modular things, it kind of loses, strangely enough, its identity in how simple it is. I do believe I've actually used a similar style of system before, whenever I just wanted to run a very rules-light game, and I was just like, alright, we'll roll 2d6 and multiply. It feels a lot more like something you make up on the fly than you need an entire modular RPG book built around. GURPS just has more going, and it is just more satisfying on the whole. Sadly, on the whole, it's the one that's going to be far more remembered. Overall, the game is fine. There isn't much to it. It's a very simple system that can work well if you want a simple modular game. But ultimately, I find the GURPS experience to be way more satisfying, comparatively speaking. And all things considered, the system itself for D6xD6 just isn't enough for me to justify picking up a game whenever the system itself could just be made up on the fly. As a result, it's getting a miss, sadly. Now, don't get me wrong here, for Lester Smith, who created it, for the other people that have worked around it, for the people that like it, I still find it to still be a good game. It's the one that sort of straddles the line. But at the end of the day, I think I still have to award it the miss just because of its simplicity and also its comparisons negatively to GURPS. So thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. And also, coming soon after this video, we have a brand new video series coming out that is going to be called Clan Book Retrospective, where I look at the various clan books for Vampire the Masquerade. So we have that to look forward to as well.